What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm D.Knight, and let's get back on top.
Cause it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Yeah, it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Can't stop my hustle. No, you can't stop my shine. I ain't come to make no friends. I just came to get what's mine.
And we are back with the Dolphins franchise, as we did end up losing our hold on first place in AFC East last episode, but really we're only like a half game behind. But that tie could either help us or hurt us. We will have to see. But this episode, we're going to get through Week 14 and Week 15. We have the Bucs at home, Battle of Florida, and then we go to Pittsburgh to face a very bad Pittsburgh Steelers team. But first, we have to get through. I know we're not going to negotiate yet. I'm still kind of looking for possibly a gem for defensive end, tight end, quarterback. But probably next episode, I'm probably going to have to make some offers. But the game that we're going to showcase today is actually the Bucs, because they are 7-5. They are a lot better. They have the 10th ranked offense, so they have a really good offense, and the 15th ranked defense. They're a very good team. I mean, we have the 29th offense and the 14th defense, and we're 6-5-1. We're above 500. That counts for something, right? I have no idea, to tell you the truth. But let's jump into this game here at Hard Rock Stadium, see if we can't get a win against the Buccaneers.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one, between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
Come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
He threw for nearly 350 yards. His team, that's why he won NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, very precise. The throws, maybe as accurate as he's been in some time.
Yeah, I think he feels pretty locked in here, and I think he feels like he can get it done again in this one, too.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And for this offense, yellow highlighter around Trent Williams.
As well there should be. A Pro Bowl, all-pro type of a left tackle. So mobile, you can also see him as a tight end. This guy is a terrific football player.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. It's caught by Mike Evans. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
They have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
To throw, Winston. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Winston. He'll get this to Eckler.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Play action now. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
And the others, you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up.
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. That's caught by Howard. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. So first possession, 4th and short. Field goal's no gimme from here. What do you think about going for it?
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup. The numbers for him from a week ago. 9 catches, 101 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And, Charles, now we get our first look at this offense.
And one guy you have to look at in particular is Kyle Long. Can play guard or tackle with a nice degree of nastiness.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And to give this time to the tailback.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. On the disadvantage,
now 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Winston on 3rd and 2. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Winston now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. Winston now. Going right side here, and that's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he's going to have the first down.
In the offseason, 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Winston throwing complete to Mike Evans. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. In a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9's a good number.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Winston. And he finds Howard complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Bucs on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing. Winston. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete today. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good.
3 buds.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Come.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. That'll be a gain of 15 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Off play action. Lawrence. He's going to fire this thing deep right. It's caught inside the 25. All the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Let's get off the field.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Play number 7, 3rd and goal. Off the play fake. Lawrence. And he's got his man on the out route. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Well, they are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
He's got plenty of arm to do it.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Big hit. Ready. Black, what is that?
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Open man is Howard, the tight end. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 56 yards. Inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's gonna be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
45.
To throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Lawrence. This is brought in by Hardy. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And that'll set him back 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And it's caught. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game. The actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. They'll run here with Eckler. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Winston. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Winston now finding Godwin, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. Winston now to throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Winston. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's get it.
And his kick here is good. And we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. 30. From the gun, Lawrence. And this is Parker, complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. First down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This one from 35 yards away. And this one is right through to begin their next possession. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
He's going to float this one deep right side, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Phillip Rivers, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Zach Dysert, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn
They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Off play action. Lawrence.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space,
back to throw. Lawrence. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
90 Wolf. Ready?
And this is caught. It's Parker. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th
as a
down.
result, that and good tackling could lead to no yards gained.
And his kick is absolutely perfect.
And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Now Eckler. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Winston over the middle, and it's incomplete. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Open man, it's Preston Williams. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
3 down. Let's go.
Off the bootleg. Lawrence. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Got his man, it's Williams. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down. Looking to throw. Lawrence. On the right side, open is Gesicki. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Well, this is caught by Williams. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. From the gun, Lawrence. He's got the first down here inside the 30. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Push him back.
Back to throw. Lawrence fighting to stay up, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. 2nd and goal here.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
Now they try the right side here. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. That is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Miami. Preston Williams. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the fourth quarter, able to further that.
All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. To throw is Winston. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Winston. He'll get this to Eckler. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
The first one for the second one didn't even matter.
Jameis now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Winston connecting with Howard. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. All 6 of his throws on this drive. Draw play, it's Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
From the 24, Winston. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there.
All day. Ready? Let's go. 51 to Mike, boy. 51. Here we go.
First down, Winston. Jones has it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Jameis to throw it. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and goal, Winston. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoff.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. Once more, here's Eckler. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Here is Eckler. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Black 25. 52 the mic. In your face.
Off the play fake, Winston. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Miami territory at the 41. Draw play, Winston to Jones. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. From the red zone now, Winston.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he finds Howard complete. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Back to throw. If you're going to run against this unit, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
They'll look to throw. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. That one looks like he'll throw here. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Heavy. Watch the backfield. Shoot.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Winston readies the offense. Down by 7, 36 seconds remaining. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He's back to throw. He completes it to Jones. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. He'll look to throw, and the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you've got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.
And we end up getting the win 23-16. I kind of thought we were going to lose it there in the 4th quarter again. But our defense stepped up pretty well today. They did give up 351 yards of total offense. But I think they were going into the 4th quarter with just 165. That's what the stats say, supposedly. 264 passing yards for the Bucks. Winston actually had 288 with a couple of sacks, 1 touchdown. Howard actually had the receiving touchdown, 60 yards, 9 catches. Devin White, 11 tackles. He's just an absolute monster. But our offense actually did very, very well against that 15th ranked defense, racking up 377 total yards, 369 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Gesicki caught 146 with the score. He had a career day. Welcome to the thumbnail, Gesicki, my boy. And then Chase Young had 1.5 sacks. We did have an injury to AMJ, so we're going to have to check up on that. But in overall, just a great victory. We just have to really kind of figure out what's happening with our rushing game. But again, AMJ is out, so it's all up to Whitlow, and I think he might actually just have the job until he loses it. And we are going to start off with some bad news as AMJ has a ruptured disc. He is out for 7 weeks. We put him on IR. That's the 2nd time, I believe, this season that he's been on IR. Not great. It is going to give Whitlow a chance, and we also got Myles Gaskin back up from the practice squad. So we are getting ready for the Week 15 game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which it is at Heinz Field, but they are 2-10-1. But we did overtake first place in the AFC East, as we now have kind of like that half game up on the Patriots. We really have the same record. We should have won that freaking game against the Texans. But now it is time to see if we can't get our 8th win of the season and actually guarantee a winning record for the first time this series. That would be great, and hopefully we're able to beat the Ben Roethlisberger Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's see what we got. And we end up getting blown out in rainy Pittsburgh 41-6. We could only muster 249 total yards of offense and gave up almost 400. Big Ben was spectacular, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Samuels, which we are usually a very good rush defense team, gave up 126 rushing yards and a score. Juju Smith-Schuster had 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lawrence ended up throwing 4 interceptions, 2 for pick sixes. Parker had 79 yards. Agba was our defensive man, which is good because I've been thinking about re-signing him. He had 2 sacks, 4 TFLs. But the big difference here is I believe Raekwon McMillan got hurt on the first drive of the game, and he was out for the entire game. So that means we were down Baker and McMillan. We had some young guys getting some playing time, and as you can tell, the Steelers ran all over us. But we just continue to play down to our competition. This was a 2-win team. They're now 3 wins, and they blew us out by 35. That needs to stop. Lawrence, you gotta clean up your interceptions. But we do end up getting some good news. Raekwon just missed that game against the Steelers. He is not listed on the injury report, and soon enough we will get Jerome Baker back at middle linebacker. So a huge disappointing loss there in Pittsburgh. I don't really know what to say. I'm pretty much shocked, disappointed. I mean, this team is too good to get blown out by a 2-win team in Pittsburgh. It is ridiculous, but it is now time to take a look at our upgrades and our updated draft board. Starting the upgrades here with starting tight end Mike Gesicki. We are going to go into possession, try to get him scheme fit. Not quite there, but he is 80 overall and got a ton of upgrades. Starting right end Chase Young, we're going to go into run stopper, keep him as that scheme fit. He's now up to a 78 overall. Starting strong safety Xavier McKinney, we are going to go into zone. Does not move up in overall, but we're getting ripped apart in coverage this year. Backup defensive tackle Lorenzo Neal, we're going to go into power rusher. We're trying to get his play rec up. Does go up to a 77 overall, but we didn't get that play rec. Special teams captain and backup free safety Bobby McCain. We're going to go into hybrid, get him up to a 77 overall. He might end up being trade bait next year. Slot wide receiver Adrian Hardy. We're going to go into slot. We're going to keep boosting up his overall till 75, and then we'll round him off. He got +2 on catching. Starting halfback Anthony McFarland Jr. We're going to go into elusive back. Finally get him out of that orange into yellow, and +2 break tackle. Yeah, he can use that. And then we finally got an upgrade for outside linebacker Bryce Sturck. I think he actually went 2, maybe even 3 episodes without an upgrade, which is unheard of because he was a mandatory upgrade all of last season. We're going to go into power rusher. Again, get him up to 75 overall, and then we'll round him out a little bit. Now let's take a look at the updated draft board. We are kind of showcasing strong safeties because we found a couple, so we can actually let Eric Rowe test free agency. Starting here with junior Quincy Shepard, 6 foot, 218, 22-year-old out of Virginia Tech. Top skills, hit, power, pursuit, and awareness. Late second round projection, talent, early second round. He didn't have a crazy year this year. He had 41 tackles, 8 TFLs, 2 picks, half a sack, and 5 pass defense. But he played on a very, very good Virginia Tech team that really didn't allow him to get any tackles. So he is definitely an option. But if we wanted to wait a little bit more, we do have senior Jimmy Bellamy, 6'3", 208, 23-year-old out of FCS, Tennessee State. Top skills, hit, power, zone coverage, pursuit, zone archetype. Early 4th round projection, mid 2nd rounder. He might actually be the best strong safety in this class. He had 72 tackles, 5 TFLs, 2 picks, 13 pass defensed, and really on a very bad team got the opportunity to show how good he really is. Or if we wanted to wait even longer, we have junior Dwayne Strickland, 5'11", 206, 22-year-old out of Oklahoma State. He does fit our archetype. Top skills, pursuit, hit, power, tackle. Late 6th round projected. Talent, mid 2nd round. He had stats all over the place. He had 68 tackles, 14 TFLs, 2 picks, 2.5 sacks, 8 pass defense. He was terrific, and he has a high motor, which is exactly what we're looking for. We could possibly grab him in the 6th round. And that's where we're going to be wrapping it up for this episode. Next episode, we will get into week 16 and 17 as we barely are still holding on to first place in the AFC East. But we do have a home game against the 6-8 Bills, who have finally started winning again. I think they lost like 7 straight games. And then we also have our division rival, the New York Jets, who are currently 7-7. So it's getting very, very meat and potatoes of the season. We're nowhere near home, but we're nowhere near eliminated. And we have to continue to win and hopefully push on and hopefully make the playoffs, because we've been starved for the playoffs and we need to get it done. But thanks again for watching, and as always, stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next episode. D.Knight out.
They thought it was a game.